Let's take a real song and a real playing situation now, something right off the bandstand, and see how all this works together. And let's see what you know and see how well it's sunk in. We're going to change key here because this song is in the key of F because of my singer. Everything stays the same. The minors end up in the same places. We're going to have to change our patterns is all. This song has the 2 minor in it, or in the key of F, it's going to be the G minor. So real quick, think, where's that G minor going to show up with the A pedal? Where might it show up with the D lever? Where's the G minor going to show up as the B and C pedal? Because it's all over this song. In reality, the song never had that in there. I put that in this song. When we cut this track, I said this is a perfect song to show how the 2 minor 5 actually works many, many times in today's songs. The old song of Pick Me Up on Your Way Down was an old Charlie Walker thing. And of course, a lot of people have cut it since then. And instead of making it go F to B flat and C, I have thrown out the B flat. And every place there was a B flat, we're going to use the G minor because that's the relative minor of B flat. So the song is going to be basically the same idea, and in a way we've rewritten it just for the fun of playing it like this. It works out quite well. You might want to try this with your group sometime. Kind of updates the song too. But let's look on the board first and let's discuss where the 2 minor is going to show up. And obviously, let's start back at the very beginning like we did before. This is sort of like a big review that'll teach us new things too. We're in the key of F, and we want to start with the A pedal. So we'll play the song one time through using the A pedal for the 2 minor. And that's what's on the board right up here. Let's discuss first. F is normally like in a little group of patterns of chords like F on 8 with the pedals down, and then the C might end up on 8, and that's the little group that's the average things most people play. Well, moving right over just a hair here, we see that with F being the root position or the home bass chord, the 2 minor or the G minor ends up 2 frets to the left. Now remember, this is G minor because it's 3 frets above G on 3. If 3 was here, I'd go 3 frets up, and that's where G minor is. Once again, that's that little formula number 1 jumping out at us, isn't it? All right, we're going to use the F, we're going to use the G minor, and we're going to use a C, which will be right there on 8 too. But first of all, let's look at the song down here, the actual chord chart of the song. And if you've never seen a chord chart, don't let this scare you. It starts off like 4 beats of F, 4 beats of F, and we might use 8 with pedals for that. Then it goes right straight to G minor, and this is where B flat used to be. We're going to use G minor in this song. This is where our 6 with the A pedal is going to show up, so it's going to be really 8 beats of that. So it's 4 beats of F, 4 beats of F, 4 beats of G minor, 4 beats of G minor, 8 beats all together. And then we just read the second line. This is a regular chord chart, like you might see in the studio anywhere, and it goes to C for 2 measures. Now we could use 8 or we could use 3 with pedals, and in our exercise you'll see that we actually are doing that. Then it's going to go to 1 measure of G minor. Let's use that 6 with the A pedal because that's where the 2 minor shows up. And we'll end up on F with 8, A, and B. Of course, we could be on 1 or 13. An F is an F to us. Then it starts with the third line. It's very much just a repeat of the first 2, but we start with 8 with pedals for like 8 beats. Then again, we got G minor for 8 beats. Again, let's use 6A because we're demonstrating where that A pedal is. And the last line is C down here with 3 with the pedals. Of course, these can interchange. We either C, 8 or 3 pedals is fine. Then we have what we call a split measure. This is kind of a quick change. 2 beats of G minor, 2 beats of C. So let's just make that a quick slide, like 6 with the A pedal to 8, or 6 with the A pedal down to 3 with pedals. As long as we get to change 1, 2, 3, 4 that fast, that's how we get the split there in that measure. That's why we call it a split bar. Then it ends up with an F on 8 with pedals. And then it keeps repeating, so it'll go all the way through this here. And when we get down here, we repeat right back to the top, and we'll find that the verse and the chorus of this song is nothing but keep repeating of all this thing. Now the introduction is going to go right to G minor because I wanted it to do that. I'm going to have it go to G minor. So we'll go right to a 6A first, then it'll go to a C, we'll go to 8, and on back. But let's go to the guitar. Go up in your book there to page 13 and 14 and cue up the 3rd track, which is Pick Me Up on Your Way Down. And I've written you a little introduction here. Starts with F, and it has pickup notes, and the count will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then we play the 2 pickup notes. We'll start with the F, and we're working toward the G minor, and this is where the band starts on the G minor, 4 beats of G minor, and then another 4 beats. This is a real simplified introduction, which we can kind of improve on here a little bit. So here's how it starts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here's where the band changes to C, and we're going to make a nice little slide. 3 pedals, up to 8 with no pedals, and then the pedals down for the F. So that's the whole introduction. Again, here it is sort of in slow motion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Now, you can make a lot out of that. That's the block procedure, because it's going. Now, I can make more out of that. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Using the little melody ideas we had before, can't I? I don't have to just play the block. If you're kind of a new student, play just straight. If you're an old hand at it, improve upon that. And then go. We might do it any old way, but there's the basic block procedure there, the first line. And then in the second line there on page 13, we're starting with the actual verse of this song. Starts with an F, the strings 5, 6, and 8. Another F, and then the band will play the 2 minor or the G minor. We go back 4 beats at a time, and now down to 3 pedals, up to 8, a quick G minor, and then F. Then we go up to the top of page 14, and this is the other half of the verse. 4 beats at a time, back to the G minor. And then we have C. 4 beats at a time. Here's that quick split measure. G minor, 2 beats, C, and then the F. Now this is going to have a singer in here, so what we want to do is just play block chords in the verse, because we want to stay out of his way. We're just playing the background music. But here's what it sounds like in time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1. He comes in singing now. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, C. 2, 3, G minor, F. Page 14, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And this is where it'll repeat back to the second line of page 13. It won't repeat the introduction, but it'll do 2 verses, and then it'll be an instrumental that you can come back and play all the way through that. Here we go. Let me play along with the track. Watch along with the tab or play along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. C, F, F, G minor, C, G minor, F, next page, G minor, C, G minor split, C, F, back to the start again, G minor, C, G minor, F, next page, F, G minor, C, G minor, C. Here comes the instrumental from the top. Page 14. G minor. From the top. last line, G minor. That is a pretty song. It's one from way out of the past. And yes, we've changed it a little bit, but it's great exercise using the 1 to the 2 minor to the 5. Notice every time it goes from the F to the G minor to the C, and that's the natural progression. All right, stop right here. Take this thing and make something out of this thing. Make the little the fills in there all you can. Use the basic position and then improvise over the top of it. Just use these fundamental positions and create something that's you, that's your own style and your own technique and your ability. All right, we'll come right back and we'll take the D lever in the same song the same way. Let's take the same song now, but let's change the way we think about the 2 minor. Rather than using the A pedal position, let's go to the D lever spot on it. And let's go to the board real quick. We'll talk about how we might be thinking that in terms of a pattern. Again, we're going to change our bass maybe. Let's go up to 13 and think of the F position, or the root position is 13. And again, we think of the normal 3 major chords you might be thinking, like 13 and 13 with pedals for the B flat, 15 with pedals for the C. But remember, we're probably not going to play this B flat here because we've thrown it out. We're using a G minor in there. Well, let's go over here and let's talk about that G minor. Remember that the 2 minor always shows up 2 frets to the left of the no pedal position. So this is G minor. And again, remember, we got that G minor because G could be right there on 10 with both pedals down. You move up 1 fret, and there it gives you your G minor with the D lever. So we can play the F there. We can play the G minor right there on 11 with the D lever. And incidentally, this thing has a lot of C7th in it. And we're going to see in this exercise, 13 with the B and the D lever is where we can play a nice C7th. So we can play this whole song in a nice, concise, little fast pattern that goes 13 back to 11D. And you'll see a lot of the song going from 11 with the D lever up to 13 with the B and the D lever there. Because that's a nice change, the 2 minor to the 5 to the 1. That's what we've been talking about all this time, the sound of the 1 to the 2 minor to the 5. All right, let's talk about the song as far as the chart goes then. Let's kind of get an idea of what we might be playing. Again, it starts in F. This is the same exact chart, but let's start on 13 and play like 8 beats there, and you'll see this in the exercise. And then when it goes to G minor, let's use the 11 with the D lever there. And the next line, when it goes to C or C7th, let's use 13 with the D, B and the D. And yes, it's true, you might run down and you might play just the 8th fret for C, or you might play 15 with the A and B pedal, or you might play 11 A and F. A C is a C, isn't it? This is fine though. This sounds good because it's a nice progression from 11 with the D lever to 13 with the B and the D pedal. Then it has a quick G minor. Let's use the 11 with the D lever back to the F on 13. Next half, we start on 13 again. And yes, we might use 8 with pedals here because an F is an F, as we said. Then the G minor is 11D a couple of times, and then on the end it goes to the C7th or any C, but let's use the 13 with the B pedal and the D lever. Then here's that quick little split measure we call. So it'd be real quick, 11 with the D lever, just 2 beats, and then we'll just quickly slip it up to 13 with the B pedal and the D lever, and then the F. Now we find this exercise. This is exercise on page 14 and 15. Let's go right to the guitar so you see what I'm talking about. On the top of page 14, we'll start with, the bottom of page 14 with an intro that starts on 13. This is an intro that uses this 2 minor, so we start at 13, and we're working toward that 2 minor, so we go to a 12 with a D lever, and then the band will come in, and we'll end up right there on 11 with the D lever. Again, this is just block playing. And then a quick C7th, 13 B and D, and then F. And we'll play the F down on 8 with pedals. So here's the introduction. Use the 11D as the 2 minors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll hear the singer coming in. So let's start right there on 8 with pedals. So we start with 8 pedals. And quickly, let's get back up to that F up on 13. Back to the 11D. 4 beats at a time. 13 B and D for C7th. And then another one. Back to 11D for a quick G minor. And let's use F on 8 with pedals. Now the second line, which is the second half, 8 with pedal, up to that 11 with the D lever, another 4 beat. Here comes that C7th on 13, 2 of them. And here's that quick little split measure, 11D, quickly to 13B and D, and an extra measure of F there. So here's the whole thing, the intro and the verse. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, extra measure. Singer's in. 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Bottom line now. 2, 3, 4, G minor, C7th, split measure coming, quick, 2, 3, and then it's going to repeat. So it'll go through this thing twice. Then we'll have an instrumental using all of just page 15. So we'll just play the introduction one time, which is on page 14. And then we'll just play 15, all of page 15, over and over again. Here we go, along with the rhythm track, number 3. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Go. C7th, F, and move. 15. G minor, C7th, G minor, F, bottom line, G minor, C7th, G minor split, extra bar, start again, top of page 15. Instrumentally. From the top. Starting again. Back to the G minor.
As you tumble to the ground,
G minor, C, F. That's still a fun tune because of all the minors that are in there. Notice we didn't have to put the A pedal minor in there one time. It's all just with the D lever. I noticed the lack of good licks, though, in the D lever position. Notice all you can do is move the bar a little bit. It's really tough to get a good lick out of that 11D position. But when we tie it in with some other things, it'll turn out to be a lot better. Still nice to know where the D lever 2 minor is, though. We'll come right back in a minute. We'll put the B and C pedal in there, and things will start cooking pretty well. All right, it's your turn. Let's take the same song, but let's do it a totally different way using the B and C pedals. And this is a lot of fun because I still think the B and C pedals gives us some great licks. It is nice to play this song also because you can play the 2 minor and the 5 and the 1 almost exactly on the same exact fret. Makes it easy to get around. But let's look at the board right fast and let's make sure that we understand where we're going with this thing. Looking up here, we always think of F in a little pattern, maybe of 1 and then 1 with pedals and 3 with pedals for the 3 major chords. And again, we're kind of going to throw this one out, aren't we, the B flat, because that's going to be replaced by the G minor. But let's look how easy that happens. Let's move over a little bit. Again, the F is going to be on 1, and it just so happens that the G minor shows up right there on 1 with the B and C pedals. And remember, this is G minor because G is up here on 3 with no pedals. We move back 2 frets, hit the B and C pedals, and that comes out G minor. So when this song goes from F to the G minor, we just hit the B and C pedals. And when it goes to the C, we could go up here to 3 with pedals, but we don't have to. We could stay right there on 1 with the B and the D lever, and that would give us C7. So we can play this whole song on the same fret and get some pretty good licks out of it, by the way, by going 1 to 1 B and C for the G minor, 1 B and the D for the C7th. Now this is a little strange on the feet, so you'll have to watch how you get from the 1 B and C to the 1 B and D. If you've never done that before, it'll take a little practice to get your coordination together. Well, let's look at the chart right fast and look at how this thing kind of transpires on the actual exercise. Again, we'll start on 1, but this could be the 13th fret too. So if you get tired of playing it down here on 1, play 13. In fact, all this could be transposed to 13, couldn't it? So we have the G minor that'll show up on 1 with the B and C pedals for 8 beats. We have the C or the C7th that could be 1 with the B and the D lever, but also if you feel like you want to move your feet around, you can go to 3 A and B, but you'll find this is easier. 1 B and C, just come off the C pedal and hit your D lever. Back to the G minor, 1 B and C, and then the F is on 1. And then again, F is on 1 or 13. The G minor is 1 B and C for 8 beats. And then we have C, could be 1 B and C again, or it could be 1 B and D. You'll notice that this 1 B and C sounds like G7th, and this, C7th. It sounds a lot like the old Mooney sound or the Lloyd Green sound with this. So this could be 1 B and C, or you might want to write in here 1 B and D. But I like the sound of the 1 B and C as the C7th or the C9th sound. And then we have that little split measure, which goes 1 with a B and C quickly to the 1 B and D. But if you want to, you could just hold the 1 B and C through both of those, and it'll work nicely because that minor chord becomes C9th when the bass chord changes. That's all, the bass note. And then back to 1. And then we might play the whole thing again as up on 13. Well, go in your book right fast, and let's go up to page 16 and page 17, and we'll hear how this thing sounds. We'll start right off with the intro using the B and C pedal, and we'll come right from the 3 B and C back to 2 B and C because I'm trying to get to 1. But the pickup notes will be, and the band will come in, and then back down to the 3 B and C, and then I'm going to come off for the C7, and then to the 1. So this is a nice B and C pedal scale if you want to think about that like that, and the G minor scale. In terms of time, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then the band comes in, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now, if I want to play that way up high, it would sound even better. It's just easier to write on 1. On 13, starting on 15 back, listen to how this sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So we might do it that way. Then the verse starts back down on 1. It starts with the 1 chord or the F, 8 beats of F. The 2 minor comes up, 1 B and C. Then we get the 1 B and D for the C7. A quick G minor, 1 B and C. That's easy. Now we go to page 17, the top line. Notice the strings we're playing here, and notice what happened. Up to 3 B and C. That is truly the sound of an F. It's the same thing as 1 F, but I'm changing strings. And then the G minor, 1 B and C. And then 1 with the B and the D lever. There's that C9th right there, and then G minor. And we could go to 3 B and C, but you could literally stay right there on 1 B and C. And this whole thing repeats back to the second line on page 16. Okay, let's do the whole thing in slow motion from page 16. 3, 4, 1, 2. And the singer comes in. Here we go. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And here we go. Page 17. Melodic, isn't it? And then quickly. And that's where we'll end up with the actual repeat going back to the top of, the bottom of page 16. Let's do this thing along with the rhythm track so you can hear how the whole thing works. Now, I think what we'll do, we'll jump up to the top and play this introduction way up here, way up high. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. Just an octave higher, starting back down low. C7 and F, page 17. G minor, and we repeat back to the bottom, page 16, octave above, 13. Page 17. Instrumental from the top. Page 17. Back to the top. G minor. Page 17. Coming to the end. Last line again, the G minor. Stay right there.
As you tumble to the ground, pick me up on your way down.
My goodness, the neat little licks that come out of just staying on the same fret. We played the whole song there just using the B and C pedals and the B and D lever and the no pedal position. I could have played the whole thing just on the first fret or up there on 13. However you decide to do it, it's an easy thing to do, and you get some great licks out of the 2 minor using the 1 B and C. So stop right here and make sure you get all this in mind. We're going to come back and take another direction, a whole new idea, and have a lot more fun with this thing. But we're really getting into some nice minor chord scales now. All right, it's your turn.